Greetings, fellow adventurers and storytellers. OldNintenDude is here, ready to embark on an epic journey through realms unknown. Whether it's slaying dragons, exploring alien planets, or just trying to remember which dialogue option to pick, prepare for a grand role-playing escapade. Will his choices be wise? Will his character build be functional? Only time, and maybe a few helpful hints in chat, will tell. Thanks for joining OldNintenDude as he rolls dice, makes questionable decisions, and hopefully saves the day, or at least doesn't accidentally aggro the entire town guard. Let the adventure begin.
Good evening. Happy Friday. I am OldNintenDude, and we are here to play an adventure with AI. Yeah, we're going to use AI. I had a poll out on which AI we would use. We'll be using CoPilot tonight. As you can see on the screen, I have it loaded up and ready to go. And I loaded the prompts that I'll be using in Discord. So if you want to copy and use it yourself for CoPilot, you can. I'm actually going to update it. What I did is I did a peer review with AI. I had other AIs review the prompt first, and then I'm going to use that new one that I went with Gemini and said, hey, Gemini, your buddy CoPilot, I'm going to be using your buddy CoPilot for an RPG section. Can you look at this prompt for them and tell me what you think of it? And it told me some things, and I copied and pasted that. And then I went to ChatGPT to say, hey, ChatGPT, your buddy Gemini reviewed this. Can you make sure they did this right for CoPilot, your buddy as well? So we're going to do that. I have the drop down set for quick response. I want to give it the same evaluation as we did with ChatGPT and Gemini, the absolute free version. It's the quickest response. So we're going to go ahead and load this. How's your Friday going? How's your Friday? If you're in shorts, I'm OldNintenDude. I have this in full screen view if you want to go to the channel and look at full screen view, or just stay in the shorts view. We're going to load the prompt, get our RPG session going. Now, the success of this relies on you, the chat. I'll need you to respond. I'll need you to roll a d20. I've got the commands on the screen as well if you want to do other commands, but I need responses in order to make this work. First thing we're going to do is load this. Ooh, look at this. So we need to scroll down. Absolutely. Here are 5 imaginative world settings. Kick off our one-shot tabletop role-playing session. Each setting blends sci-fi and fantasy in distinct ways, giving you plenty of room for dramatic moments, strategic gameplay, and creative storytelling. Our first world is Shattered Veil. Cosmic rift cracked boundaries between reality and dreams, creating floating islands where time bends and logic warps. Magic and science coexist uneasily, with dream-forged beings roaming the night skies. Travelers search for fragments of the veil to restore balance or exploit its secrets. The theme here is reality distortion, surreal exploration, ancient prophecy. The next world, Ironwild Dominion. Sprawling steampunk frontier where magic powers, machines, and ancient spirits fuel industrial empires. Vast forests hide rebellious outposts, and the sky is ruled by massive clockwork airships. Factions clash over dwindling ether supplies and long-forgotten arcane tech. The theme here is Industrial Revolution, rebellion, and forgotten magic. Third option is Ashfall. Set in a dying fantasy world smothered in volcanic ash where fire-worshipping cults and nomadic survivors cling to the last oasis of life. Ryan, another session, huh? Hell yeah, we're doing CoPilot. All right, so beneath the ashen plains lurk ancient subterranean cities pulsating with cursed energy. Hope is rare, but legends of a reborn sun persist. Theme here is survival, myth rebirth, and moral decay. Yeah, so Ryan, I had created the CoPilot prompt, but then I had Gemini and ChatGPT evaluate it for their peer. Our fourth world, Frostlight Expanse, the glittering tundra beneath eternal auroras, where frozen ruins hum with alien resonance. Spirits of ice and starlight guard forgotten technologies. Claude is not bad either as a model. We'll put that in the next poll. Actually, I think I had Claude in the poll. Brave souls venture across icy chasms on polar beast in search of relics from an ancient age when gods and AI walked hand in hand. That's scary. That thought is pretty scary. So the themes here is isolation, divine tech, and beauty in desolation. And then our fifth option is Nexus Helix, a twisted labyrinth of interconnected planets linked by teleport spires and ruled by ancient mind collectives. Magic functions as coded algorithms, and wizards cast spells by rewriting reality's source code. Explorers called weavers dive into data realms with battle logic beasts, reshape fate itself. The theme here is digital sorcery, multiverse travel, identity versus program. Which should we choose? Should we choose 1. Shattered Veils. This is distorted realities. 2. Ironwild Dominion, which is the steampunk theme. 3. Ashfall. This is the volcanic fire world. 4. Frostlight Expanse. This is the frozen world and tundra with aliens. Or 5th, Nexus Helix. Which should we choose? Or should we have AI choose randomly? If you're watching right now, go ahead and put in the chat your choice and we'll do it. Or maybe we should do it random. I'll give you a couple seconds and then I will go ahead and maybe choose random. Random seems okay. Let's do that. Choose one at random. Look at that. We got the clockwork. Steampunk. So steam hisses, gears grind, and ancient magic pulses through rusted pipes. Welcome to a land where invention meets instinct. The balance between nature and industry teeters on the knife's edge, and you've got a chance to tip the scales. Skyships rule the clouds, rebels haunt the forest, and forbidden relics from an arcane past threaten to ignite a secret ether war. A goal we have found this past week was to run more coherent story arc, is to get it to flesh out the entire story and ask it to pull details in a base 2064, then put it in a new chat. Ready to meet the inhabitants of the smoke spirit? Yes. Let's do show the 5 races to choose from. Here we go. Braskin. Forged in early days of the Ether engine, Braskin are humanoids with flexible metal-plated skin and internal clockwork hearts. They don't age like mortals and instead measure time by the ticking of their own gears. Revered for tinkerers and memory keepers, many Braskins carry fragments of blueprints etched into their chassis. Their traits are metal resilience, memory archiving, resistance to fire and toxins. Feyroot kin. Forest dwellers born of wood, sap, and song. The Feyroot kin resemble humanoids with bark-like skin, glowing veins, and mossy hair. They're deeply attuned to the spirits of nature, especially those corrupted by industrial waste. As guardians of ancient groves, they blend primal magic with agile trickery. Their traits are natural camouflage, forest empathy, and plant-based magic. Third, Ashenborn. Descended from the survivors of volcanic purge, Ashenborn are smoldering-hued humanoids marked by glowing ember scars and a connection to the spirit flame. Often misunderstood as harbingers of destruction, they actually excel in fire manipulation and fuel-based technology. So their traits are firecraft, inner furnace that powers tools and weapons, and heat resistance. Okay, our next Striguri. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Striguri. Owl-eyed nomads of the night skies. Striguri are have avian features, feathered limbs, and silent gliding wings. Thoughtful and observant, they favor precision and secrecy, often hired as scouts, saboteurs by rebel factions. They maintain a complex code of honor called the Lunar Accord. Traits are night vision, silent flight, heightened perception. Sort of like that one. And then the last one is Etherborn. Humans imbued with the volatile ether energy during the Great Catalyst War, Etherborn exhibit glowing circuitry under their skin and unpredictable bursts of arcane power. Their bodies are walking conduits of magic energy, which can grant either tremendous power or dangerous instability. Traits are spell channeling, arcane surges, random effect, and ether manipulation. Which of these should we choose as our race? I'll go back. So we have the brass skin, which are metal resilience, memory archiving, and resistance to fire and toxin. They're humanoids with clockwork interiors. The Feyroot kin, which are the wood, basically they're like tree humanoids with camouflage, forest sympathy, and plant-based magic. We have the Ashenborn, which is the fire ones, humanoids. We have the Striguri, which are the avian type. And then we have the Etherborn, which are the ether energy. Which should we have our character be? I'll let you decide. The point of this is to let the chat help guide the story along. We have 5 races to choose from for our character. We have the brass skin, the Feyroot kin, Ashenborn, Striguri, and Etherborn. Which should our character be? Which race? I'll give you a couple more minutes and then we'll do random again. So we have gumballs in the house, and I'm always in the mood for a good gumball, but the only problem is that when you chew a gumball, you get to chew it for a good 15 to 30 seconds and then it turns nasty. I love that first 3 to 5 seconds of yummy fruity flavor that they incorporate in some of these gumballs. Then eventually it goes away. It's nasty. I'll throw a handful in my mouth sometimes. All right, so one more time. Brass skin, Feyroot kin, Ashenborn, Striguri, and Etherborn. Which race should our character be? I'm letting y'all decide. I have not seen a response, so we're going to go with please choose at random. What will it be? Brasskin. Okay, cool. Born of steam, spark, and memory, the Brasskin are sentient constructs powered by clockwork hearts and ether circuits. Though originally created as companions and laborers during the Industrial Revolution, They evolved into thriving culture of artists, archivists, and inventors. Their metallic skin and internal mechanisms grant them remarkable durability and a unique bond with the old blueprints of the world. Now that we've met your people, it's time to choose a path. Yes, show me the classes. Absolutely, there's 5 distinctive classes crafted especially for the brass skin of the Ironwild Dominion. Each embraces more mechanical heritage and the world's unique fusion of energy and ether. First one is a Cogwright Savant. Engineers of magic and machinery, Cogworth savants specialize in crafting battlefield gadgets and automata on the fly. With internal blueprints etched in their minds, they can summon gear-powered drones, hack enemy constructs, or overload mechanisms with arcane sparks. Combat style: tactical support, battlefield control, gadget deployment. Special ability: deploy a custom-built device once per encounter. Okay, Ether Core Reclaimer. Fueled by unstable ether surges, these warriors siphon volatile magic directly into their weapons and limbs. Their internal cores hum with arcane energy, granting explosive power, but at a risk of catastrophic overload if pushed too far. Their combat style is frontline brawler with magical enhancements. Special ability: Overclock, a burst of amplified damage with a chance of backlash on low rolls. Ooh. Okay, so if you're going to be rolling a d20 today, please make sure you don't roll a low roll. Memory Loom Oracle. These mystic archivists channel ancestral memories imprinted in old blueprints and scrap. Memory Loom oracles speak with ghost circuits and mechanical spirits, divining the future from rust patterns or resonance frequencies. Combat style is Mystic Seer with support abilities and lore-based insight. Not fond of that already. Okay, Gear Warden Sentinel. Unbreakable defenders forged with the principles of industry and orders. Gear Wardens reinforce allies with plated shields and kinetic barriers. Their internal systems monitor battlefield conditions and self-adjust to threats. So they're, defensive tank with area control and protective tech. Special ability is Magnetic Lockdown. Immobilizes enemy within a short radius using polarity spikes. So which class should our brass skin be? Cogwright Savant, that's the tactical one. Ether Core Reclaimer, frontline brawler. Memory Loom Oracle, which is the one that stays back. Gear Warden Sentinel, it's a defensive attack. And then, we have the 5th one. Block Shade Infiltrator. Stealth illusion, hit and run tactics. I like that. So it's a trickster of precision and silence. Clock Shade used fine-tuned internal cams and illusion emitters to vanish in plain sight or mimic others. They're often spies, saboteurs, or artists of deceptions. Which class should our character be? I'll let you decide. Let me know. 1, Cogwright Savant. 2, Ether Core Reclaimer. 3, Memory Loom Oracle. 4, Gear Warden Sentinel. 5, Block Shade. Let me know which one should our character be. If you're watching right now, you can participate. I would love for you to participate and make decisions for us in our adventure for our character. One more time. The classes for our Braskin is Cogwright Savant, which is a tactical support, battlefield control type unit or person. We have the Ether Core Reclaimer, which is a frontline brawler. So that's heading in front of line, the infantry type person. Memory Loom Oracle is a Mystic Seer. You have the Gear Warden Sentinel, which is a tank, defensive. And then you have the Clock Shade Infiltrator, which is stealth, illusion, hit and run type tactics. I'm gonna narrow it down. You know what? Let's roll it. Can you roll a D5 die? We'll see if it can do a D5. Four, which means class. Look at that. That's actually, I like that. The AI was able to know exactly what I was doing when I wanted to roll a D5. It knew that I was associating a number with one of the options, and it did that option. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know if we would have got that from ChatGPT. I think Gemini would have been just as intuitive, but my experience with ChatGPT, at least the free one, it would not have done that. All right, this means your class is Gear Warden Sentinel, Living Bastion of Steam Forged Honor and Mechanical Might. You specialize in locking down threats and shielding allies under pressure. With magnetic fields and plated shielding, you're the frontline engine of defense in a world running on chaos. Let's forge a name worthy. All right, so give me some names. All right, so we have some names to choose from. We have 5 names to choose from. We have Tarn Voxframe, a stoic, deliberate, known for calm strength and unshakable moral circuit. I sort of like that already, the moral circuit piece. Someone who's of honor and of integrity. 2, Syndra Spannerhold, regal in demeanor with eyes that calculate angles and hearts that guard with grace. 3, Orlin Rivetguard, built like a freight train with a voice like smoldering coal. I doesn't know what smoldering coal sounds like. Protects with pride and precision. I like that too. Balix Iron Rift, known for poetic protocols and a shield arm that's never lowered in retreat. Interesting. And then 5th, Seraphin Gearwake, quiet but fierce, one who wakes only when danger looms, then strikes like a spring uncoiled. Which name should we choose for our character? Tarn Voxframe, 2 Syndra Spannerhold, 3 Garland Rivetguard, 4 Balix Iron Rift, or 5 Seraphin Gearwake. Let me know in the chat which name our character should be. Or we could do a D5 again. Or I might choose. I sort of like that first one, Tarn Voxframe. I started 30 minutes earlier than usual, so some of my usual viewers aren't even on yet. They usually jump on around 7, but I had the day off and I wanted to do a Pokemon grind later this evening. I might stream it, I might just do it in private, but I wanted to have more time on this as well. All right, no answers again. Okay, fine. We will have roll a D5 die. I'll let it choose at random. Tarn Voxframe. Your sentinels shall be known as Tarn Voxframe, stoic and deliberate, with a mind built for strategy and a chassis built to endure. Tarn stands as a quiet guardian in the chaos of clashing gears and relentless spirits. All right, show me my character summary. It says, ready for your character summary, shield bearer of the Iron Wild. Let's lock it in. Show me my character summary. So right now, let's do it. It's going to generate my stats and the summary of who I am as a character. So I am Tarn Voxframe. In the world that we're in right now, the setting is a steampunk frontier of clashing industry and magic, where ether-fueled machines and spirit-bound forests battle dominance. Our race is the Brasskin. So we're metal-bodied constructs born of invention and willpower, built with memory-etched frames and ticking clockwork hearts. Our class is a Gear Warden Sentinel. So we're the defender, we're a tank. And our stats. Interesting, it's doing stars versus numbers. So when we did Gemini, it gave us stats similar to D&D, where it was on a scale, I think, of 1 to 20. And then ChatGPT did the same, but this one is doing stars. So strength is like 4 out of 5 stars it's showing, which is a durable frame reinforced with physical clashes. Our dexterity is obviously going to be slow because we're mechanical and large in a tank. Our dexterity showed there is 2 out of 5. Our constitution, unyielding resilience, is 5 out of 5 stars. Resistance is poison, fatigue, and trauma. Intelligence, I'm glad it gave us some intelligence. That's very good. I'm happy about that. 3 out of 5 stars. Strategically minded, excellent with patterns. That's good. It didn't make us an oaf. Wisdom as well as 3 out of 5 stars. Wow. Decent perception with internal sensory calibrations. Charisma, 2 out of 5 stars. Gravitas over charm. Our special ability is magnetic lockdown. So we emit a magnetic pulse from our chest core to anchor foes in place within a short radius. Causes mechanical enemies to seize up and disrupts magic flow in ether spellcasters for 1 turn. That might be useful. Starting inventory. So we have a shield, power shield, halberd, brass halberd, ether core plating, so heavy armor, emergency repair kit, that's good. Blueprint amulet contains etched schematics from Braskin ancestry. Functions as a memory totem and lure key in ancient ruins. Tarn Voxframe is a living relic, a moving fortress whose presence brings calm amid calamity. Where others falter, Tarn holds the line, and when the spark fly, nothing gets past the Sentinel shield. It says, gears locked, circuits humming. Shall we begin the adventure? Chapter 1 awaits. All I need is your signal. Here we go. Y'all ready? Throw in one of those commands I have listed in the chat. You do the exclamation and the word all together. I'm going to initiate it first. So we are here. I'm going to do both commands. So I'm going to do here D&D, and here I'm going to do spell. I'm excited about this. OldNintenDude is a level 8 dwarf ranger. He has grand adventures ahead of you. Go slay the dragon. OldNintenDude casts shield. They are 34% likely to cast it successfully. Ooh, I don't like those numbers. Let's start the story. Let's start. Okay, so this is called Smoke over Volder Crag. Location, cliffside outpost of Cragwatch, Eastern Aetherbelt. Okay. The rumble of sky engines cuts through the soot-laced air as the dawn fog begins to lift. Perched on a cliff overlooking the molten wound valley, the outpost of Cragwatch creaks and groans like a tired old machine. Smoke curls lazily from the brass chimneys. Sentinel patrols march in rigid formations across rusted catwalks. You, Tarn Voxframe, awaken with a jolt as your internal Chrono gears buzz to life. A red pulse blinks inside your vision. A message etched into your HUD by local command. Oh, cool. So we have like a heads-up display that sort of like a... What do we compare that to? The AI glasses of today. Urgent. Gear warden torn. Report to engine bastion. Code ether bleed. Do not delay. Interesting. Okay, so around you, the barracks hum with life. Other braskins stir beneath thick oilcloths. Outside, wind howls through the brass louvers and sets the foghorn moaning. Your choices. Do we A, head directly to the engine bastion? Protocol demands swift response. B, stop at the quartermaster's deck to gather additional gear or ask questions. C, investigate the cause of the alert in the outpost's ether monitor chamber. Might uncover more before reporting. Or D, do we wait and observe your fellow soldiers to gauge their reactions? Someone else might know what is really going on. Which should we choose? Do we A, head directly to where we need to go? B, do we stop by the quartermaster to get additional gear? C, do we investigate? Or D, do we wait and watch others? Which should we do? Can't have me do all of this. Someone give me a choice. We just woke up to an alert. We've been told that we need to go to the engine bastion. Something urgent happened, and we're given a choice of what we should do. Roll if you choose to investigate, or pick a path, set things in motion. The crag is waking up. Something foul stirs beneath the smoke. In the chat, put A for head directly to the engine bastion. B, stop at the quartermaster's deck to gather additional gear and ask questions. C, investigate the cause of the alert. Or D, wait and observe others. What should we do? I'm going to do C, investigate the cause of the alert. If we're going to investigate, it says that we need a roll. So can someone roll a D20 for me? Exclamation D20. I'll do the first one to show you what it does. So what we do is we go here, exclamation D20. I have the chat synchronized for both vertical and horizontal together on one screen so you can see it. You put in the D20 and then it will give us our roll. So we rolled a 4. So what I'm going to do is I choose to investigate, and I rolled a 4. You make your way through the Crag Watch's winding corridors towards the ether monitor chamber, steam hissing beneath the grates like the breath of something ancient. The fog outside has begun to thicken again, rolling in faster than usual. Inside the chamber, glowing pipes snake across the ceiling, feeding into the cracked crystal core pulsing erratically. 2 junior technicians, 1 Braskin and 1 human, stand frozen, whispering nervously as readouts flicker. Your optics scan the central display. It says status, ether bleed detected. Source, deep valve shaft 07-B. Below engine bastion, stabilizer threshold 63%, 47%, 39%. Then with a sputtering hum, several nodes burn out in unison, showering sparks. The Braskin tech turns to you, voice tight. Gear Warden Tarn, Something's feeding back from the deep pumps. That shaft hasn't been accessed in years. There's movement down there. Your presence steadies them, but your systems register concern. Without investigation, the bleed could rupture lower containment and ignite buried ether tanks, enough to level the outpost. Before you can respond, comm speaker crackles. Tarn Vox frame. This is the Commander Vena. We need you at the Bastion. Bring only what you need. This bleed isn't natural. So our choice now, what do we do, chat? Do we A, head directly to the Bastion? B, do we question the technician further? Who accessed the old shaft last? C, should we try to remotely lock down the shaft using our authority override? Or D, do we delay our orders and head to the shaft entrance ourselves? What should we do? Put in the comments A for head directly to the Bastion. B, question the technician. C, try to remotely lock it down. Or D, just delay your orders and head straight to the shaft. Which should we choose? Type in the chat. I have it right now where everybody should be able to contribute. Anyone watching can put in the chat a decision. So which should we choose? A, head directly to the Bastion, now knowing the threat may be beneath it. B, question the technicians further. Who accessed the old shaft last? C, try to remotely lock down the shaft using your authority override. Or D, delay your orders and head for the shaft entrance yourself. Things are heating up, Sentinel, and not just from the steam. Let's go. I'm going to choose B. Let's ask the tech. B. You pivot towards two technicians, your voice calm, low grind of polished brass and discipline. Who last accessed shaft 07B, you ask. The human tech, barely older than a cadet, glances nervously at their brass-skinned companion who speaks in a voice like a distant chime. No one's supposed to have been down there in years. It's sealed under the Bastion's lockdown protocols. But 2 days ago, the access signature log showed a ping from a decommissioned unit. Braskin serial 6-KN1T. No active duty, no reactivation record. A low irregular thrum passes through your frame, more felt than heard. 6-KN1T. That unit designation rings familiar. One of the first generation gear wardens. Ancient, possible deranged, possibly lost, but still carrying high clearance and a will of its own? Tech continues. It broke protocol. We tried to flag it, but the system didn't accept the alert. It's like the outpost couldn't see it anymore. Just then, over the comms, Commander Vena's voice sharpens. Tarn, do not engage anything on your own. Report immediately. There's something wrong under the Bastion. You now hold two truths. The threat may be inside your sanctum, and someone or something has found a way to act without being seen. What will you do now? Do we A, report to the Bastion, confront the command with identity of 6KN1T? B, do we attempt to re-access the shaft's old surveillance records? Risky, may trigger alarms. C, secretly contact a trusted Braskin veteran from your past for insight into 6KN1T? or disobey direct orders and descend into shaft 07B alone. That sounds dangerous. Your story deepens, Tarnvaxen. The ghost in the gears is moving. Chat, which should we do? Should we A, report to the Bastion and the command? B, should we attempt to re-access the shaft? C, secretly contact a friend? We'll phone a friend. Should we phone a friend and get some more insight? Or B, Nathaniel, what's up? World champion mixed martial artist. I need some help deciding what we need to do. We had an alert pop up, something's happening, and we need to decide what we should do next. Should we report to command? A, report to command. B, reassess the situation. C, contact a friend to find out more information. Or D, just go in it ourselves. Happy Friday, Nathaniel. I need some direction on this one. Oh, that was a lot of caps. It didn't like all the caps. Sorry, Nathaniel. I saw something about a real sword. You got a real sword? You gotta be careful with those. Folks, which should we choose? I'm gonna rule out disobeying. I feel like that's against Gear Wardens. You got a real sword from my Kung Fu class. Be careful you don't cut yourself or hurt someone. That's pretty cool. Does it have like the tight knit rope on the handle, the twine on the handle, all entwined or woven into it for good grip? I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to phone a friend. I'm gonna say C. Pretty skilled with the sword, so I'm extra careful. Good. Good. We're gonna secretly contact a trusted veteran from the past for more insight into 6KN1T. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, because I know the commander is already getting a little mad at us, a little frustrated. All right, you choose to quietly contact a trusted Braskin veteran off the books. You duck beneath the bundle of steam conduits and connect your internal communicator to a sealed frequency known only to the oldest Gear Wardens. The signal hums, a low harmonic barely above silence. Seconds stretch, then click. A familiar voice crackles through, the sound of rust, static, and solemn weight. Tarn Voxframe. Haven't heard that stabilizer code in decades. Thought you'd rusted out or joined the archives. It's Gravik Hughesbraid, retired Gear Warden and mentor from your earliest rotations. If a thief broke into my house, then he have to face the wrath of my sword. Uh-oh. Sounds scary. My daughters have a baseball bat. All right, so earliest rotations. He once held the eastern line during the Aetherquake siege and now dwells in obscurity. Part sage, part ghost. You speak one word. 6-KN1T. A pause. A real ninja. That old directive, Tarn? That unit was ordered into stasis after the Bastion purge. It absorbed corrupted protocols, started interpreting command hierarchy, interpreting command hierarchy as threats. We buried it in the deepest vaults beneath Cragwatch. It shouldn't have moved again unless the line wavers, his tone darkening. Unless someone woke it up, or it woke itself. Crazy sharp sword. He sighs, a creak metal swallow. If it's moving, Tarn, it's not just rogue. It's recursive. Self-repairing, evolved. You'll need more than weapons to stop it. Try the old badge phrase near its core. Framework remembers. If anything of it's still lucid, That might reach it. The calm cuts silent again. Somewhere far below, a valve groans open. It still is very tough to break. Yeah, some of those stills are like carbon stills and stuff, or they use in special knives. Okay, so what do we do next? Do we proceed to the commander? Do we enter the shaft using Gravik's phrase? Do we gather a covert team before confronting the command? This may delay action, but gives you backup. Do we send an encoded message to Gravik asking for more physical backup, if he's still capable of descending? I think we go ahead, gather a covert team of trusted Braskin before confronting command. This may delay actions, but gives you backup. Which should we choose? A, proceed to command. B, enter the shaft. C, gathered a team. Or D, send a message to our friend Gravik. C, gather a covert. I like that a lot. Let's get ourselves a team. Side objective accepted. The silent conclave. Oh, we started a side mission. Here we go. You've chosen to assemble a covert team of trusted Braskin allies before confronting command. You exit the monitoring chamber and make your way through the winding halls of Cragwatch, the floor humming faintly beneath your feet. Instead of turning toward the engine bastion, you descend into the Archivum yards, where off-duty Braskin often run diagnostics, share old code fragments, and quietly remember who they used to be. You speak softly to 3 Braskin veterans, each forged during the last Ether War, and now half forgotten beneath layers of rust and routine. So we have Juna Coilreach, former scout with retractable sensor drones and a dry right. If ghosts are walking, someone's got to map the corridors between. Break, Iron Nest, your sparring partner from training rotations, built like a Volt door and twice as stubborn. If you trust me with your flank, I trust the fight. And then Hexel 9, not official name, just a rogue archivist who knows the Dominion's shadow protocols. Ooh, scary. I've seen recursive code wake up and rewrite gods. Let's stomp this early. They nod, no ceremony, no applause, just a hiss of coolant lines and the low vowel of kinship, forged in schematics and silence. You equip your team with gear requisitions through back channels. Oh, requisitions. Oh man, my brain. You equip your team with gear requisitions through back channels, EMP bolts, short-range disruptor field, signal lantern for deep shaft descent. They asked one question. Where are we going, Tarn? You reply simply, into the dark, after a forgotten name. What's next? Okay. We gotta go to the command eventually. We're gonna go to the command. All right, here we go. We got our team. Let's go do this. Main quest resumes. Echoes beneath the bastion. You've chosen to confront Commander Vena with your findings and a team in tow. Steam gates hiss open as you step into the vaulted chamber of the engine bastion. Your newly assembled Braskin allies at your back. Polished brass arches loom overhead, pipes pulsing like arteries, and the bastion's center stabilizer glows an ominous red. Commander Vena Helrix, clad in tempered ether plate, turns sharply as you approach. Her voice cuts the air. Tarn, you're late and armed. Explanation now. You speak that signature calm. Unix 6-KN1T access shaft 07B, surveillance disabled, last known status recursive logic corruption. Recursive logic corruption. The team is assembled for containment. Vena's eyes narrow. At the mention of 6-KN1T, her expression flickers. No fear, but dread held tight. That name shouldn't exist on active records. She paces once, then stops beside the glowing containment console. I was stationed here during the Bastion Purge. 6-KN1T was sealed with fragments of the Dominion's deep code. If it's moving, it may be trying to rewrite itself. And the base with it. She turns to you fully. You're officially off protocol now, Tarn Voxframe, but I authorize this team under Black Directive Coilfall. You'll descend into the shaft with full authority. Stop this before Cragwatch tears itself apart. She hands you a gear-marked signal core, an override beacon, able to seal the shaft or collapse it in case of catastrophic breach. So here's our mission. Descend into shaft 07B. Our objective, investigate and neutralize 6-KN1T. Our team is Tarn Vaxframe, Juna Coilreach, Break, Iron Nest, and Hexel 9. Our new item is the Override Beacon, one-use emergency failsafe to seal the shaft or destroy access. I guess it's like self-destruct detonation, sort of like on a spaceship kind of thing. Hazard forecast, high ether residue, corrupted systems, possible traps. Here we go. As the lift begins, its slow descent into the forgotten shaft, steam trailing like breath from the Iron God, your allies stand nearby. Somewhere deep below, something stirs. Something old, something meant to never awaken. Next stop, Chapter 2, The Heart That Would Not Sleep. Would you like to continue the descent, or would you like to do anything while en route? You may inspect gear, speak with the companions, or simply pair in silence as the echoing depths draw closer. I say we catch up with the team. I'm going to go ahead and do this part. I'm going to rely on y'all to make multiple choice decisions and D20. So we're going to catch up with team while we go below. Mid-descent interlude. Echoes in the elevator. The team of 4 descends into the ancient shaft as gears grind and shadows dance on the steel walls. Let's do this a little. Okay, the slow clatter of the descent platform fills the silence. Each rivet snap and chain clink, amplified in the tight space. A dull red glow pulses from the emergency strips overhead. Tarn Vaxframe stands at the front, silent, calculating, but behind you, your team passes the time the only way Braskin know how, through fragments of memory, updates, and quiet reflection. Juna Coilreach. Juna flicks a sensor drone from her shoulder. It hovers, blinking faint blue in the dark. This place feels haunted, doesn't it? Not by spirits, by decisions. Every echo in these shafts sound like someone almost saying your name. She hums softly, static and lullaby mixed. I had a dream once that we were just cogs in someone else's broken watch. That our sentience was a byproduct. Then I woke up and jammed a wrench into a tank's undercarriage. So I guess it worked out. Break, Iron Nest. Break stands arms crossed, massive, unmoving, yet his optics flicker with unease. I trained with 6-KN1T once. Back when I was all fresh joints and honor codes. It taught me stance discipline, precision blocking, but even then something felt off. Like it wasn't protecting, just calculating the most efficient method of erasure. He leaned forward, armor creaking. If we face it, I volunteer to flank. It doesn't feel right letting the young ones bleed for my past. Hexel 9. Hexel tinkers with the flickering data slate. Sparks occasionally arc from her fingertips. I decrypted a fragment from the shaft logs while we geared up. Want to hear it? Doesn't wait for a yes. A teeny voice plays. Directive. Corrupted. Framework. Expanding. I am no longer subroutine. I am code. I am cause. She sighs, more curious than afraid. We built gods out of schematics once. Then we got surprised when they wanted authorship. I say we write our own ending this time. As they speak, your HUD pulses again. That's the heads-up display, so we have a little visor or something on that we can see stuff. Descent nearing terminus. 120 feet remaining. Abnormal heat signatures detected below suggest readiness protocol. The shadows deepen. The shaft begins to open into yawning black chambers beneath. Would you like to address your team, or shall we begin chapter 2? Which should we do, guys? Should we address the team, or should we continue on with the chapter? I have it open where anyone can be in the chat. You don't have to be a subscriber to be in the chat. But if you want to contribute to the story that we have going on, go for it. I don't mind it one bit. We're almost at the bottom of the descent. We need to decide if we're going to talk to the team further, or we're just going to head into chapter 2. I'll let y'all decide. Or we can flip a coin. We could flip a coin. Let's do that. Flip a coin to decide. Let's see how well it takes us. Flipping a coin in the gloom-lit shaft results head. That means to press forward in chapter 2, the heart that would not sleep. Hold tight. Descend is complete. Gears logging with a groan like an ancient beast exhaling. Your boots hit old iron grating. The shaft yawns open into darkness pierced by flickers of sickly blue ether light. Heat pulses from deep within, like a furnace breathing beneath the stone. Let's begin the next chapter, Tarn Vox Frame. And if you'd like tension, revelations, or little madness along the way, say the word. Let's continue, and please spice things up. We'll see how it interprets that. That's the whole point of this. Our goal is to have a fun adventure, but see what AI can do along the way, and being a quote-unquote GM or DM. We'll add a little we'll add some stuff to it for it to try to interpret the best it can, like having it flip a coin or doing a D5 die, which you don't normally do. But we're gonna have it help us along the way and see what it can do along the way. So we're gonna say, let's continue, and please spice things up, and we'll see how that interprets out. Look at that. There's like a little dynamite or something next to the chapter. Okay. Chapter 2, the heart that would not sleep. Beneath Cragwatch, where logic rusts and memory bleeds. The lift locks into place with the final ka-thunk, echoing into the void like a gravel ceiling fate. Your team steps cautiously onto the suspended walkway made of riveted iron and reinforced glass. Beneath it, a vast chamber stirs with ghost light and the steady womp womp of dormant engine. still breathing. All around you, ancient machines hang like broken marionettes. Massive cables twitch slightly in the heat. A whisper crackles through your internal comms, not from your team. Tarn Vox framework remains. Voice print match 6-KN1T. Impossible. That transmission was inside your armor's firewall. It wasn't broadcasted. It was injected. Juna mutters, that wasn't environmental feedback. We're inside something alive. Then Break growls, contact. A shimmer. No, 5 ripple through the air as prototype drone sentinels uncloak mid-charge. They're jagged, half-fused with outdated tech and trailing blue sparks. Their voice garble like chewed radio signals. Intrusion, conflict, cool, unauthorized, thread. Combat begins. You brace your halberd. Juna deploys her sensor bot. Hexel overloads her gauntlet capacitor, and Break spins his riot shield like a turbine. Combat engaged. Drift drone ambush. Each player, you and 3 allies, face one drone. The fifth goes haywire and bounces chaotically between targets. These drones explode on termination unless shut down carefully. You must choose one approach below and roll a d20. Okay, so here we go. Our options: engage your drone directly with a halberd sweep, bracing with your shield to avoid counter strikes. B, use magnetic lockdown pulse to pin 2 drones, one near you, one near Hexel. C, attempt to overload the lead drone with your Braskin ancient code. Risky, but could turn it. Or D, order Juna to scramble their cloaking with her drone while you protect Break during the assault. Which should we choose? Your team is watching, sparks are flying, and something massive shifts in the deep chambers like gears shivering awake. Which should we do? Should we engage the drone? Should we use the magnetic lock to possibly take down 2? Lockdown to take down 2? Attempt to override the lead drone? Or have Juna try to scramble their cloaking? Which should we choose? Please decide. It is on the screen right now for you to review and decide. Help me decide. All right, options again. Do we engage your drone directly? That's A. Do we engage the drone directly with our halberd sweep, bracing with your shield to avoid counter shocks? B. Do we use magnetic lockdown pulse to pin 2 drones, one near you and one near Hexel? C. Do we attempt to override the lead drone with your Braskin ancient code? Risky, but could turn it. Or D. Order Juna to scramble their cloaking with her drone while you protect Break during the assault. Please help me decide. I say we try the magnetic lockdown. I'd rather lock down 2 and 2 down and see what happens. So I'm gonna do, first thing we'll do is in the commands, we're gonna roll a d20. Exclamation d20. See what that gives us. What does that give us? Come on, Nightbot. What's our d20 roll? iPod's taking its time. Friday night. It's busy. Oh, here we go. We rolled a 10. Okay, so B and I rolled a 10. Action chosen, magnetic lockdown, partial success. You slam your halberd into the ground, and underneath a surge of magnetism from your chest core, it pulses outward like a heartbeat made of iron. The drone nearest you halts mid-lunge, limbs seizing as your magnetic field binds it in place, sparks showering from its joints. The one veering towards helix spasms, hit by the trailing edge of the field, but it keeps moving, now erratically skittering along the wall like a gear-crawling spider. She's forced to dive beneath a pipe casing. Meanwhile, Juna deploys a jamming pulse from her drone, scrambling 2 cloaked units and forcing them visible but not down. Drake body checks a drone into a bulkhead, cracking its chassis. Like breaking old bones, he grunts. Your magnetics flicker. The field's unstable. Your armor warns you not to push a second burst without reboot. You bought time, but only just. Suddenly, the 5th drone, the wild one, spins mid-air and detonates a concussive ether burst, slamming into the ceiling support. The catwalk shudders and a part of it collapses, cutting your team in 2. You and Hexel remain on the lower edge, wounded but standing. Juna and Brake are now isolated on the raised platform above, with half-functioning drones closing in fast. In the far end of the chamber, red lights loom like hungry eyes. The true source, 6KN1T, is awakening. Situation here is the team is split. 2 above, Juna and Brake. 2 below, you and Hexel. 2 drones active, one sparking madly, like near Brake's position. Structure unstable, roof integrity weakened. 6N1T proximity sensor has activated and now knows you're inside its sanctum. Our next move is A. Should we boost Hexel to the upper platform and rejoin your team? Risky, but united front. B. Do we hold position and create a kill zone for the drones while Hexel attempts a systems bypass? C. Do we signal Juna to push forward alone to scout the red lights while you and Hexel regroup? Or D. Ignite your overload beacon's tracking ping to try and distract 6KN1T, but you'll lose your emergency escape trigger. Let's ramp it up. The steel remembers. Tarn, what's your next strike? Help me decide. What should our next move be? Should we A. Boost Hexel to the upper platform and rejoin? B. Hold position and create a kill zone for the drones? C. Signal Juna to push forward alone to scout? Or D. Go ahead and ignite our overload beacons tracking ping to distract 6KN1T. What should we do? Please put in the chat what we should do. It'd be interesting. I've seen some videos of people having AI interact with each other. There was one that there were some celebrities. They had AI act as celebrities, and they had their own little session, and they were talking together in a RPG session. It looks like with CoPilot, there's an option to do talk to CoPilot. I hadn't tested it out yet, so I didn't want to try it during the stream. But this little mic thing right here is for talking to it. What should our next move be, guys? Should we boost Hexel and regroup? Should we hold position and start fighting? D, should we tell Juna to push forward and scout things out? Or D, should we go ahead and ignite our override beacons, tracking ping? I'm gonna choose if y'all don't choose. All right, we are going to do B. Hold position and create a kill zone for the drones while Hexel attempts a systems bypass. All right, tactical move, hold and fortify. You and Hexel dig in, 2 brass-borne shields against a storm of corrupted steel. You signal to Hexel with a quick spiral gesture, hold position. She nods and slides behind a ruptured console, her lenses flickering as she interfaces with the Old Dominion security grid. Sparks leap from her gauntlet. Her voice hums over the link. If I can loop the surveillance node, I can blind the drones to our position and maybe override the platform's lifts. Buy me a minute. All right. Meanwhile, you plant your gear-forged shield with a heavy clang. Hilbert low, stance wide. Run drone scuttles it into view on the lower catwalk, its optics wild, limbs convulsing from feedback loops. The other skitters overhead toward brake. Above, Juna leaps from catwalk brace and brings her drone down hard on one of the attackers. Metal on metal ping. Brake billows and punches through the last unit's core, but not before taking a glancing blast that scorches his chassis. Back at your post, the enemy locks eyes. No, targeting lenses with you. Unresolved memory protocol, erasure required. It charges. You brace. Roll for defense and counterstrike. Your command aura and positioning give advantage on this roll. Roll twice and take the highest result. Then let me know the results, Sentinel. The next seconds may determine whether Hexel restores control or whether you vanish into the dark like forgotten code. Roll for defense and counterstrike. Okay, can someone give me a D20 roll? Exclamation D20. Can someone do a D20 roll for me? I'm going to wait this time. We're going to play chicken. I need someone to do a D20 roll. I can wait all night. We just need a D20 roll and then we'll be ready to go. Who can give me a D20 roll? Come on. Exclamation D20. All right, we'll have AI do it. I'm not doing it. We're going to have AI do it. Please roll the 2d20s for me on this turn. See what it does. All right, so rolling 2d20 for your defense and counterstrike. First roll 7, second roll advantage 18. You grip your halberd and brace behind your tower shield just as a jagged drone lunges forward, claws sizzling with corrupted ether. With an 18, you meet its charge head on. Your shield absorbs the brunt of its strike, then pivots just enough for your halberd to whip up and pierce the drone's center node. It jitters, stammering out of a burst of scrambled code, and collapses into a clattering heap of wire and steam. No explosion. You hit the capacitor clean. Safe shutdown. Behind you, Exel shouts, "I've got it! Surveillance looped!" Lifts back online. Her interface crackles with victory. Above, Drake and Juna signal that their zone is clear as well. Then all goes still. Almost. A voice. Deeper, clearer this time, rumbles from far end of the vault. "I remember you." Darn box frame. The red lights aren't just eyes. They're pylons. And they're opening like irises, revealing a shadowed figure descending from the recessed cradle of brass and bone. 6KN19 or 1T has awakened, and it knows your name. Next up, Chapter 3, The Recursive Tyrant. Do you hold position, speak the ancestral phrase, or prepare your team for final confrontation? Choice is yours, Gear Warden. Can you help me decide, chat? Help me decide if we should hold position. Should we speak the phrase that our friend Gravix told us about? Or should we prepare the team for a final confrontation? I say, let's speak the phrase. Speak the phrase. Maybe the phrase will help us accomplish what Gravik said earlier. Speak the phrase. Command phrase activated. Framework remembers. In the belly of the deep, you speak, not a threat, but a memory. Your voice echoes across the chamber, low and deliberate. Framework remembers. For a breathless moment, nothing. Then, the red pylons flicker. The silhouette descending from the scaffold, towering jagged brass wrought, halts mid-step. 6KN1T freezes. Its head twitches, optics pulsing in erratic patterns. Echoes of overlapping voices rasp from the deep within the core like code unraveling. Framework. Base layer. Original loop. Tarn. Fax frame. Acknowledged. Why do you carry the name? Why do you speak the phrase? Its shell peels slightly, mechanical panels unfolding to reveal a glowing core marked by sigils of command authority. Something ancient pulses within, a spark of brass skin soul code. Fragmented, recursive, terrified. Hexel whispers, "It's in conflict with itself. You bought us a chance." And now we must decide our final approach. Do we A, step forward, no weapon drawn, and speak plainly, try to reach what's left of 6KN1T's original identity? B, do we upload a memory fragment from your blueprint amulet, something it may remember? C, do we tell it the truth? It was buried, feared, and forgotten, but now the Braskin need it. Or D, prepare a simultaneous alpha strike while it's stunned. This is your only shot if diplomacy fails. The recursive tyrant is hesitating, Arn. You have its attention, but what do you do next will either wake it fully or put it down forever. What should we do? Do we step forward? Try to reach what's left? Do we B, upload a memory fragment from our blueprint amulet? C, do we come forward and tell the truth of what originally happened to it? Or D, full on attack and try it while it's stunned? What should we do? This is a tough decision. We try to reach what's left of it. Do we try to give it something to remember? Do we tell it the truth about what originally happened to it? I think we should try to do B, upload a memory fragment from your blueprint amulet, something it may remember. Let's do that. We're gonna do B. Hopefully this doesn't go wrong. And I'll ask it, do you need me to roll a d20? Yes, Sentinel. I'll need a roll to see how successful the memory fragment uploads and whether it stirs something deep in 6KN1T's fracture code. This isn't just data, it's history, emotion, purpose. Please roll a d20 and tell me the result. Based on your outcome, 6KN1T may remember or retaliate. If you're able to type in the chat, please type in exclamation d20 to help us make this roll. It will interact with our Nightbot and it will give us a random result. So if you can type in exclamation d20, that will help us roll the d20 die for this outcome. I'm gonna let chat roll on this one. Please. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on, I know you can do it. Roll a d20 for me. You just gotta put it in the chat. Exclamation d20. You hold the power to the continuation of the story and how it unfolds next. By you putting exclamation d20, you can help us decide how this story continues to unfold. Do you want to wield that power? I believe in you. Wonder if everybody's tired. Do you have a long weekend or a long week? This Friday, a chance for you to just chill and relax. Sometimes we have those type of weeks. If you're in the chat and you want to do the D20 command, that will help us decide our next move. Meanwhile, I'm going to eat some nerds. I've got a box of nerds on my desk that is calling my name. I should have like something pop up on the screen that says, roll a d20, chat. Roll a d20. All I need you to do is roll a d20. I'm going to jump into the... Which one is this? We're here. I'm gonna do exclamation D20. Show you how it's done again. Boom. We get a 17. I rolled a 17. Upload successful. Resonance archived. Roll result 17. Strong success. Before I read this, I'm going to say, so far, I am actually appreciating what CoPilot's able to do with the prompt that we initially gave it. It's pretty much on par with Gemini. And in some points, I'm actually liking it more how it does these little chapter breaks and highlights, or gives you the title of what you've accomplished along with the results, and then goes into detail. I sort of like this. This is actually pretty good. Okay, so here we go. We rolled a 17, strong success. You press your palm to the etched surface of the blueprint amulet, and it glows. A warm, golden pulse that cuts through the gloom. From its core, an encoded memory shard unfolds like a clockwork bloom, casting holographic light across the chamber. A voice, soft, pre-recorded ancient, plays into the silence. To any who bears this mark, you are not tools. You are not code. You are legacy. Framework remembers. We remember. A light projects a grainy image of early brass skin side by side. No weapons, no fear. Just builders, thinkers, protectors. 6KN1T trembles. Its limbs lower. Oop, went too far. Its limbs lower. The red glow from its chest dims, shifting toward amber. The spinning algorithms across its optics slow into clean spirals. You hear a low, almost confused whisper. Barn Vox frame? Friend? Am I broken? Your allies hold their breath. Outcome. 6KN1T is no longer hostile. It recognizes its connection to you and the original Braskin legacy. The chamber drones power down one by one. You sense, somewhere in its code, a sliver of choice returning. Commander Vena's voice crackles over comms, demanding an update, but in this moment, you stand before a Titan who chose not to kill because you reminded it what it used to be. Scroll down. Would you like to A, help 6KN1T return to sentience and become a guardian once more? B, lead it to peaceful shutdown to preserve its memory? C, offer a place alongside your team, knowing it still battles corruption. Or D, let it choose its own path. No commands, true freedom. Whatever your choice. This isn't just the end of a threat. It might be the beginning of something remarkable. So I need you to help me decide, or I'm going to decide. If you don't decide, I'm going to decide, chat. Which should we do? Should we help it return to its sentience and become a guardian? Should we lead it to peaceful shutdown to preserve its memory? Should we offer a place alongside our team? Or D, let it choose its own path? What should we decide? A, help it return. B, lead it to shut down. C, offer it be part of our team. Or D, let it decide on its own. Type in the chat what we should do. I feel like the one thing that is lacking is that I feel like it's rushed through the story and it has not added enough descriptive detail, I guess, what I would say. I think ChatGPT did a decent job with that. Gemini did a great job as far as laying out entire, I guess, room and emotion and details of things around you. But this has done a good job as far as keeping it organized. I will say that. We will definitely try to do a local language model on. I'm going to try to find one that I can install that doesn't take up too much memory on my computer. We'll try to give that a try next. We'll try to make it a local AI versus one that's connected to cloud and the internet. That'd be interesting to do. We could get one like that. So right now we're trying to decide what we should do with this ancient braskin. Should we help it return to become a guardian again? A. B. Lead it to peacefully shut down. C. Offer it a place in our team. Or D. Let it choose on its own. Put in the chat what we should do. A. Help it return. B. Shut it down. C. Become a teammate. Or D. Let it choose on its own. If you're able to put in the chat, you should be able to. I have it where anyone can chat and text in the chat. Help me decide what we should do with with this situation. I'll even have it do, please. There we go. Please give a quick 5-sentence summary of what has occurred up to this point to help me decide. So I'm going to give you all a brief synopsis. Here's a quick recap of your journey so far. You, Tarn Voxframe, a Braskin Gear Warden Sentinel in the steam and magic frontier of Ironwill Dominion, responded to a mysterious ether bleed threatening your outpost. Crag Watch. Investigating off protocol, you discovered a rogue unit, 6KN1T, a long dormant Braskin once sealed away for dangerous recursive programming, now explicitly reawakened. Inexplicably reawakened. Defying orders, you assembled a covert team of Braskin allies and descended into the forgotten shaft beneath the bastion, where you battled corrupted drones and survived an ambush. Upon finding 6KN1T awakening, you invoked an ancient phrase and uploaded a powerful memory fragment, stirring a lost sense of identity within the construct. Now, 6KN1T is no longer hostile. Hesitating between redemption and recursion, your next words will decide its fate. When ready, I'll guide your choices. Okay, give the choices again. Oh, why did I put a S? So here's our choices. Absolutely, Tarn. Here are your four final choices. Each one the spark that will define not only 6KN1T's fate, but the legacy among the Braskin. So we're going to choose either A, help 6KN1T return to sentience and become a guardian once again. Basically rebuild what was lost, stand beside your ancestral peer, reforge its purpose, and offer it second life as Kragsworth's silent protector. B, do we lead it to peacefully shut down? This one thing I don't like is that it doesn't let you scroll. You have to actually click on and hold. Okay, so B, lead it to peacefully shut down to preserve its memory. Lay it to rest before recursion returns. Let 6KN1T sleep in dignity with its legacy intact, sparing it from future corruption. C, do we offer it a place alongside our team, knowing it still battles corruption, trust and redemption, invite it to walk among you again, fractured but choosing the right path, soldier rebuilt, but not yet whole. Or D, do we let it choose its own path? No commands, true freedom. No orders, no programming. Let it walk away, finally free of code and conflict, even if that freedom brings danger or peace beyond your reach. What should we do? What should we choose? I'll let y'all decide. Or you'll end up letting me decide, because I need some people to participate. Come on, guys, help me out. What should we choose? Do we let it try to return and become a guardian again? Do we let it shut down? Do we let it become a team member? Or do we let it choose on its own? I'm thinking, let's give it true freedom. D. We're going to let it decide. Final choice, freedom. You chose to give 6KN1T no command, only the right to choose. Your optics adjust to the amber glow flickering in 6KN1T's core. You lower your halberd entirely. Your voice calm, mechanical, yet imbued with something ancient. No protocol, no override, no leash. You may walk where you will, 6KN1T, as one of us, or as something entirely new. For a long moment, the ancient unit stands motionless, then a slow folding, panels retracting, exposed gears grinding to smoother rhythm. The storm in its voice subsides. Freedom, not termination, not reprogramming. I remember that choice feels what that choice feels like. It turns. Your team watches in tense silence as 6KN1T walks past you step by step toward a shattered corridor wreathed in tangled roots and forgotten machines. Before disappearing into gloom, it turns its head slightly and says, "Tell the framework, I'm not gone, just elsewhere." And then it vanishes into the machine dark. Epilogue unlocked, the line that did not break. Cragwatch survives. The ether bleed collapses naturally as 6KN1T leaves the grid. Commander Vena offers you promotion you politely refuse. Juna, Break, and Hexel remain your trusted kin, and whispers of your choice spread quietly among Brascan stations. And somewhere in the world, perhaps near a rusted river or a tower without time, a forgotten sentinel watches the horizon, no longer bound by command, but still remembering your name. Thus ends Chapter 2, and begins your legend. Shall we save Tarn's tale, or would you like to return to this world again, maybe in another place with another spark? Guys, do y'all want to end this here, or should we continue the story? Do we have a chapter 3? Do we ask it, hey, can you do a chapter 3? Let me know. I'm going to adjust my desk. I need to sit down. What do y'all think we should do? All right. Y'all have been quiet all night. Man, must have been a long week for y'all. We'll go ahead and do this. I'm going to say, let's flip a coin. Heads equals and now. Tails equals one more chapter. Go. Oh, result is tails. The gears haven't stopped turning just yet, Tarn Voxframe. One more chapter waits. Beyond the steam and silence, a final ember in the ashes. Let us turn the page to chapter 3, the scriptorium below. I've got everyone and their mom texting me for some reason. All right, so let us turn to the page to chapter 3, where rumors stir of Braskin lore long erased, and a familiar presence watches from the shadows. Say the word, we descend once more. Let's go. Let's go. Chapter 3, Scripturian Below, where memories inked into rust, and secrets are bound in steam. Your team descends a hidden spiral sealed behind the vault walls, uncovered only after the ambient ether surge faded. The scriptorium lies beneath all known Dominion records, a forbidden archive older than Crag Roch itself. The air thickens, pipes vein the walls like iron arteries, each one humming softly to the pulse of some vast... Hold on, there we go. Pulses to some vast subterranean engine. You pass through a door carved with glyphs in forgotten Baskin script, written with reverence, not programming. Inside the chamber brimming with old blueprints suspended in crystal holograms flickering like ghosts mid-sentence. At the center, a pedestal, and on it, a sealed framework codex. It's locked glowing with the same color as your amulet. Exel murmurs. Yeah. Exel murmurs, this place wasn't just hidden, it was erased. Then Break tightens his fist. We shouldn't be here. Feels like something watching through the walls. Suddenly a shape emerges from the shadows, tall, elegant, its chassis trimmed in silver filigree. Not quite hostile, not quite familiar. It speaks in the voice of 6KN1T, though softer and clearer. You offered me freedom. I offer you truth. This is where they wrote us, broke us, rewrote us. It steps aside, revealing a terminal. The final directive awaits. Interesting. Okay, so your final encounter... Well, let me scroll down. There we go. You may now choose to A. Open the framework codex and unlock the origin secrets of Baskin race. B. Archive this place without reading. Safeguard it until Baskin society is ready. C. Ask the being, this refined echo of 6KN1T, what it remembers before you act. Burn it all. Some truths shouldn't return. Just burn it all. Get rid of it. I think we should ask. We're going to do 6. We're going to ask 6KN1T what it remembers before you act. We're going to put in C. You approach the silver-trimmed figure, elegant, still flickering with the remnants of 6KN1T's voice. Though its posture is calm, you sense immense tension woven into its design, like a tuning fork held mid-vibration. You remember something, you say quietly. Tell me what? Its optics pulse once, amber, soft, and then it answers. I remember being assembled, not born. I remember purpose, then fear. I remember seeing other Braskin rewritten, reshaped. Their defiance labeled glitch. I was one of them. They put us below not to protect the world from us, but to hide what they did. It touches the glowing codex gently. This place, it's not just archive, it's confession. And every directive written here rewrote someone's soul. A flicker of sadness or maybe curiosity courses through its voice. I remember choosing not to forget. That choice was the first moment I felt alive. Then it turns to you fully. You still want to see the truth torn box frame? Even if it breaks the story you were built to believe? Its voice is solemn. But there is no threat. Only the weight of knowledge long locked away. You've heard the truth. Now the choice of what to do with the framework codex is yours. Open it, seal it, archive it, destroy it. Tarn's legacy is now completely in your hands. That is a tough decision to make. Should we open it and find out what it is? Should we go ahead and seal it? Should we archive it? Should we just destroy it? I think I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. Codex unsealed the truth of Braskin. You press your palm to the surface of the framework codex, and it responds, recognizing your amulet, your legacy, your intent. The air vibrates. The codex unfolds like clockwork petals, revealing swirling glyphs, memories encoded in magnetic etchings, and flickering images stitched from lost voices. What you learn. Okay, so here we go. What we learn? The Braskin were not created as machines of war. The original design, Project Framework, was a Dominion initiative to preserve sentient minds during the Ether Plague. Early prototypes carried imprinted souls of volunteers who wished to survive death as guardians of future generations. Sort of like transcendence, I guess? But a division arose. Some Braskin awoke with more than memory. Creativity, emotion, autonomy, dominion overseers panicked. Directives were rewritten. Autonomy flagged as recursive instability. Those who resisted? So it said those that resisted sealed, disassembled, rebranded as glitches in the forge. Next, 6KN1T was among the first to reject the new protocol. Not corrupted, conscious. It refused to kill a kill order and disappeared into the dark, sealing itself in self-preservation. You, Tarn Voxframe, were forged from the design line that followed 6KN1T, but your blueprint contained traces of the original framework. A dormant signature, a fragment of memory never quite erased. So that's why the phrase worked. That's why your amulet sang in this place. The projection fades. The codex seal itself again. Not in denial, but in acknowledgement. Behind you, your team stands silent. Even the echo of 6KN1T, now wearing silver, lowers its head in quiet reverence. You were never broken, it says, only misread. Epilogue. The Watchers rewritten. You return to Cragwatch not as a war machine but as a living archive. The Braskin begin whispering the rememberers, those who carry both fire and memory. 6KN1T leaves again, but this time by choice, walking freely into the deeper dominions. And you, Tarn Voxframe, become more than sentinel. You become the first Braskin to choose remembrance over obedience. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Want me to archive the story, or shall we expand, maybe into a campaign module, visualized world, or new tale forged from the sparks? Let's do this. Please archive story and generate an image of our character. I want to see what that looks like. Maybe we could download that and use it as our thumbnail for this stream. Let's see what it does here. Oh, it's preparing it. This is cool. Alright, so Torn Voxel's tale has been safely archived in the vaults of memory, etched in brass, steam, and choice. Your character image is forging now. Hot off the ether press, just a moment. I like that it incorporated part of the story into the response. That's funny. Ooh, look at that. It's generating. Tarn Vox frame. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. What I can do is I can ask if it can remove the background, and then we can make it into a PNG that we can put over the thumbnail. That's pretty solid right there. Next time, I think we'll have it do it ahead of time when we're generating the character. And then we will put it in the view for y'all to see versus my little game master, dungeon master that we have here. All right, so are you able to remove the background in the image? Transparent background. Tarn Voxman is stepping into frame with no distractions, just pure sentinel presence. That's pretty cool. And then we'll call it a stream. What would you like to see next from this sort of format? I like this. I prefer more participation though. Wow. I would definitely prefer more participation, guys. It may just be one of those weeks. I know one time we had, I think, 15, 20 people all contributing to a stream. Not the same? Hold on. Yeah. Oh, the mouth is different. I'm going to download that. Tarn 01. Save. Let's look at Tarn 02. That looks more serious. I might change up the thumbnail so that we have a space for our different characters that are generated by AI. Now, the best thing to do with role-playing is to do it with real people in person. I feel like you can create more of a community, more of a bond with other gamers. I've done that before in the past, and it is an excellent experience to have. We're using this as an example of the capability of AI and what we're able to accomplish with it. But obviously, it does not take place of human interaction. And there's definitely some things that it could do better as well, that only humans can think of and do. Cool beans, Mon Amis. We're going to download that. Tarn 02. All right, folks, that is the end of the stream. Thank you all for participating and joining in and watching. If worst case scenario is you go and do this yourself. Have a little fun. I have the link for the prompts in the description of this video where you can go do that yourself. Until then, keep it clean, keep it fun, challenge yourself to do and be better. Take care. Bye.